go.
He did get one. He nailed it. Hey guys, welcome back to Endeavor. You can't see it, but I'm wearing like really bright blue shoes. Had to be said. So in level 1 tonight, we were working on flow drill. I've been doing a lot of flow drills in classes to give people a lot of reps, but then to adapt to ever-changing positions. One of the things that you often see, especially in the Krav Maga world, is this basic side clinch, right? And what ends up happening is people have a tendency to believe that they can just kind of stay in that spot. But the reality of it is the guy's fighting back. If I'm not really dominating him in an aggressive nature, then things are dynamic. They're going to move. He's going to be trying to clinch with me, grab onto things based off his background. Even if he doesn't know what the hell he's doing, he might just be trying to bear hug me and get a hold of it. So we were looking at the idea of a basic flow drill. We can work from this clinch position. So I start here at the outside, okay, and I have, again, my basic dominant spot here. This allows me distance. It allows me separation. So it's not a terrible place to be. But as I go into this and I'm holding and controlling him, he kind of works his way to grab onto my hips. Once he gets here, it's a battle, right, for pressure. If he gets pressure first on an underhook, that's bad for me. So the second we get into this spot and we start moving, I have to go from this spot, go heavy overhook, get this big heavy whizzer and pressure down. So I've transitioned myself over to this basic overhook position. Now from here, I'm heavy pressure. I'm applying this pressure. Now whether I actively get my hips out of the way to pass it, or whether the pressure I'm driving down on his elbow is just so annoying that he starts to fish his hand back out to the front, I can then get a hold of that arm and transition straight into a 2-on-1. And then from my 2-on-1, just really basic, annoying, dumb guy, he just kind of stands up, pulls his elbow out. I keep this little kind of gooseneck. He stands, pulls his elbow out. I keep this little gooseneck. This allows me to transition right back to this basic position here. So I've kept the sensitivity on the arm. I've kept the sensitivity on the hand. And then we go again. He fights his way in. Boom, oh shit, I gotta go heavy pressure. Boom, hips go out. I go to 2-on-1. Boom, he stands himself up. I go right back to my basic clinch. So again, we're being dynamic. We're being more realistic about the way that this might actually play out. If you want to take this a couple steps further, then we just threw in a focus mitt just to allow needs, lower body combatives, nothing too crazy. The biggest thing with a focus mitt, as he's doing this, is that people have a tendency to hold mitts like way out away from their body, and it's relatively unrealistic. So as he's going to hold cross body for this, he's going to keep it in relatively tight. But I can go basic position here, bang, I'm feeding in my knees. He starts to feed, boom, I go to my overhook. From my overhook, I could still be feeding my knees. We go in transition, we make to the outside here. I have heavy head pressure, good transition. I can still be hammering knees into here if it feels right. I can also be taking them into the outside. He stands up, pulls away, I get right back to this position, and we transition and go again. So learning to adapt to positions instead of being obsessed with holding a position, right? Which is just unrealistic. Unless you just substantially are just 100 times stronger than the person, which at that point, just pick them up and throw them against a fucking wall, right? Easy. So play around with that, learning to transition piece to piece. This is just one look at it, right? Basic side clinch to overhook to 2-on-1. We can work the same drills with underhooks, taking the back, and a lot of other stuff. We'll see you guys next time.